know it's been a minute. I know it's been a minute. Um, but I went to the library sale. I went to the library sale over here, and part of me feels guilty for how much good stuff I got, but another part of me is like, oh y'all, I want to share. I got to show you all what I got at the library sale. And if you happen to come across a library sale in your area, then go check it out. Go check it out for real, for sure. Um, yeah. And this is like the second library sale I've been to this summer. So I'm like all in. I'm looking out for the sales. And I'm gonna definitely hit these up next time. Yeah. So about the guilt, it's kind of like you just feel like I feel like I got so much good stuff for such a great price that I almost am like, dang, I don't want to, I feel like this was a steal. Because it was. It is a steal. But I don't know. It is what it is. So let me just hop right into it, and just go ahead and share. Because this is exciting. And I need to get my life together and, put them where they go anyway. So let me just go ahead and go through everything and tell you why it stood out to me. So this was the library sale at Evergreen Park Library, and they had two rooms, and I went twice because and when I went the second time, they had replenished the things that they had out, so I didn't even see the same things the second time I went. But I behaved and I only got like a handful of things, a armful of things the second time. The first time I came home with two boxes of stuff, but they had a room full of kids items, like kids books, and like workbooks, and like comic books. Like they had a kids room, and then they had the adult room, and they had all kinds of media. Both library sales I went to had all kinds of media. um and I am trying to boost back up my physical media collection. So yeah, this was a great find, a great boost. So let me get right into it. um I'm gonna do the DVDs first. So where am I gonna put? I'm gonna put these here. Okay, so I got Domino, which I don't remember this movie very well, but I seen it before. I watched it again. I remember Takers. I definitely enjoyed Takers. I used to have Lucky Number 11. I I had a whole batch of DVDs a while ago, and I don't know. Well, I probably gave them away like a dummy. Can I? Okay, is it okay to say dummy? I'm calling myself a dummy, so like get over it. Um, but I had like originally all these DVDs, and I gave them away a long time ago. But now I'm back in the mode of like I need to have physical media, because we see how they're putting everything on subscription, and then they're raising the subscription prices. So a lot of people are moving back toward physical media and collecting physical media. So hit up your local library sales and get back to building up those collections. Okay. I was just talking about this. 7. So, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. So, prayers to you and yours. I picked up 7. I was just talking about how good this movie was. And yeah, I'm glad to have it in my collection. I don't think I ever had that one before. I got a whole little Brad Pitt collection. They had The Dark Knight. I think that I might have had this before and given, and it been in that first batch that I gave away. The Dark Knight, like I cleaned up Tupac Resurrection, the CD, which I love Tupac. One Day at a Time with Eminem featuring the Outlaws. I feel like I remember Death Around the Corner. There's a song on here featuring Notorious B.I.G. Holla If You Hear Me. Bury Me a G sounds familiar. Same song, definitely. Oh, is this like a greatest hits or something? You know what? Damn. I actually got the CD and the DVD. So all I need is a DVD player. And no, this is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. This haul was crazy, you guys. Like, this was a crazy haul. I'm going to every library sale I find out about. Yeah. So yeah. This is oh okay. I was about to get upset. Like, is this the Blu-ray? But it's not. It's not a Blu-ray. So it says audio commentary. It looks like it's probably a documentary. This film portrait casts a spell. It's something to see. Okay, so I don't remember ever seeing this. So I guess the soundtrack is gonna go along with that. And I think this is the last movie. Okay, Fury. I wanted to talk about Fury on my channel because I just watched Fury for the first time on Netflix a few weeks ago. And, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm going to put that in my watch list. I'm going to watch that one day. So one day I log into Netflix and Fury is like got the little flag on it that says it's leaving soon. So I don't even think it's on Netflix anymore. But this was a very good war film. I felt like it was a very realistic portrayal of war. Probably one of the most realistic portrayals of war I've ever seen. It was rough. It was kind of hard to watch at times. Um, yeah, and it was kind of scary because you you kind of feel like you're in these movies with these characters when they're in these high stakes situations. So war films are always kind of like um I don't want to say triggering, but they're just always kind of like worrisome, stressful to me because war is it's just very it's the type of environment that I would never want to be in myself. And it's just like very anything that happen is always right around the corner, right? So I feel like war films they just have like kind of a special place, and where I appreciate them because it's rough. It's just rough. The realities of wars is kind of upsetting seeing the characters in that situation. But I also think that they are very like necessary. I think that people should like think about what war is and what happens during wars, and they should have realistic depictions of what is going on. So this was really good. It was a really good story, and it was kind of jarring, which it absolutely should have been. So if you get an opportunity to check this film out, and you're the type of person that enjoys war films, definitely check this one out. Okay, are we on to the books? Oh my gosh, y'all, you're not gonna believe this. All together, and like even more to not believe, they were requesting that you just donate what you felt moved to donate. So they weren't, there wasn't even an asking price. The last library sale I went to, they said, "Oh, it was if it's a bag, it'll be $3. You could fill up a bag for $3. You could fill up a box for like $5 or $6 or something like that." So I left with a big old bag, a giant bag that I had brought myself, and it was $3. That was crazy. I don't think that I told you all talked about my haul from that time, but I think this one was a little bit better. I think this one was, yeah, better. And with this one, they were saying pay what you feel, and I was feeling, I'm like, I that was a smart tactic because I ended up giving them more money, and they're trying to get rid of this stuff anyway. So um, yeah, I ended up giving them $15 for the first two boxes, and then we went back the next day, and I got the armful of stuff, and I paid like $5 or $6. This was in the $5 or $6 haul, and yeah, so the first haul with the two boxes, I got my son a couple of comic books and some Narutos, like two Narutos. So those aren't in this haul, but they were part of this haul. But yeah, he's already probably started reading them. They're upstairs. So he's taking them. This is Rand McNally, the Explorer World Atlas. So I just happened to spot these atlases on the floor uh yesterday, and I was like, yeah, let me see those atlases. I had my son give them up, and the first one was cool. It seemed more, I don't know. I think it was bigger. It might have been heavier. Well, it wasn't bigger, but it was like heavier because this is huge. But I didn't the I didn't like those map pictures. It was more like the map pictures where it's like the topography is kind of hard to read through. So I went with this one because Rand McNally is like just regular maps. This is Arizona and Arkansas. So yeah, huge um spreads. Huge. You can find it any place in the world probably. Yeah, look at that. Elm Springs, South Dakota. Like, find anywhere in the world probably with this thing. And that's exactly what I can't I don't want to say I have a thing for reference manuals or reference materials, but yeah, I feel like everybody should have a thing for reference materials. You never know when you're going to need a map of Alaska. And this is a world atlas. I just keep opening up to to American things. Okay. Well, this says the Soviet Union. I don't think that's a thing anymore. God dang. Central. When was this? When was this printed? Because what the hell am I doing? Huh? 1991. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I never knew what it was before, and I'm about to know now. Because I'm about to look at this and see what is different on this map than what we know about the world today. But Iran and Afghanistan, got Mexico. Yeah, so I'm thinking anytime I need to reference a different country, which I keep talking like I'm still in school and I'm not still in school. If anyone needs a picture of a country or a picture of a region, you let me know, because that's going to come in handy at some point. Okay. Now, on to the books. I got this In the Garden of Beasts, and it's honestly a story about a family. It says love, terror, and an American family in Hitler's Berlin. Oh, see, I knew I was gonna. It says best-selling author of The Devil in the White City. I might be getting my titles confused, but I thought that was about Chicago. Anyway, yeah, and I did read this, and they like fled to Chicago or something. So, okay. The time is 1933. The place, Berlin. When William E. Dodd becomes America's first ambassador to Hitler's Germany in a year that proved to be a turning point in history. A mild-mannered professor from Chicago, Dodd brings along his wife, son, and flamboyant daughter, Martha. At first, Martha is entranced by the parties and pomp and the handsome young men of the Third Reich, with their infectious enthusiasm for restoring Germany to a position of world prominence. But as evidence of Jewish persecution mounts, confirmed by chilling first-person testimony, her father telegraphs his concerns to a largely indifferent State Department back home. So that is the first part of the synopsis on the back of the book. I just watched Nuremberg on Netflix. It was really good. It was fascinating. Again, I am pretty intrigued with war torn and war stories. And Nuremberg was so good that I bought another book. I bought the book that Nuremberg was based on. That's on my Kindle. That's how good Nuremberg was, especially, for you fellow nerds out there. Like, I might be a little bit of a history buff. I never would have thought that to be true, but I am. History is pretty messy. I mean, I'm not talking about this topic in particular, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, history, all the tea. All the stuff be happening in there. Crazy shit. People are wild. And real life is stranger than fiction. So, y'all are not going to believe this. Am I going to read this? I don't know. But I could not just leave this. I could not just leave this. I could not just leave 1Q84 at the library. Like, people have tried on BookTube and BookTok to read this and failed and just kind of like given up. But others have said that it was like one of the best books of the year or something like that. This says it's a behemoth, just like as big as Love Songs of W.E. Du Bois, but it looks much bigger actually because I can tell from the text that it's bigger. This says Murakami is a genius by the Chicago Tribune. 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. I It's just me being nosy again. Honestly, I saw a couple people talking about this. I saw someone who DNF'd it. I saw someone. I might have seen a couple people who DNF'd it. And also, if I end up DNFing it, then I will just sell it. I've been doing that too. Like some of these more recent books, you can just scan them and sell them back to thrift books. But I I didn't these I found things that I just would have never expected would have been in that library. So I had to take it. If I take this dust jacket off, because this dust jacket is dusty, I might have to get rid of that dust jacket, or maybe get like some kind of plastic book. What are, what do they call it? Book jacket? What do we used to put on the book covers? Maybe get a plastic book cover. Okay, I always pick up slow cooker. I always pick up slow cooker recipe books if I can, especially cheap ones. Now this one was intriguing. This is 2014 to 2016 financial aid for African Americans. This stuff, probably a good half of this, probably debunked. It's probably never again, not around or whatever. But I have no reason not to try. Because when you have, an aspiring college student, you know, you do what you can. You do what you can to get that baby into college. Get that baby some money so he or she can go to college. And then, if if it proves to be useful now, it might still be useful a few years from now. I might be able to help other people learn about scholarships that are out there. It might not be on the internet, but that's another story for another day. Okay. I grabbed a Walter Mosley book, Fear Itself, a Fearless Jones mystery, a Fearless Jones novel. I don't think I read this. I don't think that I have read Fearless Jones because Walter Mosley has a couple of characters that he writes about. But, I'm going to grab Walter Mosley every time. Yeah, the detective novels, the character novels series, I'm going to grab something from them every time. Okay, I only got this because it was the same name as 1Q84. Haruki Murakami. It's 2 novels, Wind and Pinball. That's just my nosiness getting the best of me. Oh my gosh, okay, so no one knows this about me, but I took French for 4 years, and so my French teacher, she would listen to Edith Piaf. So I got an Edith Piaf CD. As an adult, I want to go back to the languages I learned. I learned quite a bit of each language. I studied French for 4 years in high school, and I studied Spanish for 9 years in elementary school. And as an adult, I'm like, I need to use that. I need to go back and brush up. I need to go back and brush up on it. Particularly, I noticed when audiobook readers, or I'm sorry, audiobook narrators mispronounce words. And I'm like, how? No, no tea, no shade. But I'm wondering how, at this big age, you don't know how to pronounce DuSable. That blew me. And then also, I'm from Chicago. So DuSable is, everyone in Chicago knows who DuSable is. And they say DuSable, DuSable, DuSable. We have, everywhere you look, there's something named DuSable. So to have the narrator of a book mispronounce his name, it takes you out of the story. And I realized that I can pronounce words because I took languages. I took these like Latin languages, so I pronounce words. I pronounce words like correctly. I recognize French sounds. I recognize Spanish sounds, and I may not always say them correctly in my video the first time, but usually in my mind, I'll think like, oh, you just said that wrong. And I won't repeat the mistake over and over again. Yeah, it helps with your pronunciation. And another thing that blows me is like, if you're an audiobook narrator, how are you not Googling the phonetic sound of the word if you're like, before you try it? If you've never seen that word before, then Google it, have Google read it to you, and then you know how to pronounce the word. And a third thing is, if you're an author and you pour your heart out to write a book, and then the person that narrates your book mispronounces words, why wouldn't you make note of that and have them corrected? Like, all you have to do is have them go back and re-record the paragraph or whatever, or the sentence. So that is baffling to me, because I'm like, there's no that. And then if I was ever write a book, I'm gonna read it myself, but I couldn't see myself writing a book and then just allowing a narrator to pronounce it wrong. Like, no, I'm gonna tell you like DuSable. And I keep saying that, but like, there was a couple. I feel like in jazz, somebody was mispronouncing something wrong. That same somebody was mispronouncing something wrong in another book. It's distracting. Okay. This is Edith Frome. No, what am I talking about? This is Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Don't ask me why this stood out to me. It was in the classics section, and clearly I just recognized the title from my life. It's really tiny too, so I'm gonna check this out. Perhaps the best known and most popular of Edith Wharton's novels, Ethan Frome is widely considered her masterpiece. Told you. Set against a bleak England background, the novel tells of Frome, his alien wife Xena, and her companion Maddie Silver, superbly delineating the characters of each as they are drawn relentlessly into a deep-rooted domestic struggle. What the hell? Okay, that's that. This is The Solitude of Prime Numbers by Paolo Giordano, the international bestseller. A novel. Hmm. Let me take this ugly ass sticker off of it. Why do y'all put like random stickers in the middle of books? Y'all, like, whoever put this sticker here should be ashamed of themselves. Come on now. Y'all are just haters, really. You're just haters. That's really it. They be hiring haters to work in bookstores. Huh. I picked this up because it's about like the solitude of prime numbers is just a title that spoke to me. I am a math girly. I'm a math girly. I'm losing steam because I've been up for a really long time, but I got a lot of books to go, so let me get my mental coffee going. Deeply soulful, powerful, and honest, like a forgotten childhood memory. One of those rare books you love in an instant. Okay, okay, I believe them. Okay, you all are not gonna believe this. I keep saying that. Shogun, Shogun by James Clavell. I started watching this on Hulu because it looks so good, and I was just curious. And then I realized, I think I realized from BookTube or BookTok or Bookstagram that it was originally a book, and that wasn't why I stopped watching it. I stopped watching it just because, like, I only watch like uh, one or two episodes at a time, but once I found out it was a book, I was like, oh. So I usually want to try to read the book before I watch an adaptation. So, and this is on Libby. I'm excited. I got a lot of thickums that are on Libby. I'm reading a thickum right now. I'm reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'm reading it on Libby right now. I'm immersive reading it with my physical copy. And I seen that movie. I don't know if it was a series of movies. And I got those from a little free library. I got The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and the sequel. But I seen those movies long ago and enjoyed the story. So it's crazy because I consume these stories over and over again. I never like I rarely remember the story from the first time. I might recognize elements and remember elements of the story when I'm going through it a second or a third time, but I enjoy them usually just like it was the first time. I just finished the Westing game, which I had a copy over here. Where did the damn copy go? Well, I probably put it on the bookshelf. But I just finished the Westing game. That has to be the third time I read that novel, and it was so good. It was so good. Not only that, but I think a favorite reader was just saying this on her channel. Like, when you are rereading something at a different age, you're reading it with new eyes. You're a new person. Like, the story is new to you. And maybe, this is just some people. Maybe this isn't for everyone. I feel like my memory is kind of shot. So I'm reading some of these books, and I'm like, man, this is good, as if I've never read it before. I do the same thing with movies. So that's part of the reason why I'm trying to get all good stuff that I enjoy on my bookshelf, because it's just I maybe I'm looking at it all wrong. Maybe I should keep everything because I might read something a second time and like it. But for now, I that doesn't feel like my personality. Honestly, I feel like if I don't like something, or I don't care for something the first time, then get it out of here. Uh, Speaking of which, this is being retired. Dun dun dun. I talked about I Medusa on my channel many moons ago, and since finishing it, I never came back on here and spoke about it again. I'm going to take all my tabs, and I've decided that, like, if I am moving on from a book, I'm gonna take the tabs and do like a book report where I keep the tabs. Some of them I'll probably make notes about. I'm probably not gonna make notes about all of these because they were really just a bunch of reactions. But this one is getting retired. It's going to the thrift books pile. So this was good. It was I gave it like a 3.5. It was not what I was looking for. I realized that I was looking for a reimagining of Medusa's story, not a retelling of Medusa's story. So, this is good. Um, but I wanted to see something new and innovative with the character Medusa. I this was cool, but it wasn't what I was looking for, and it kind of comes off as, it really feels like a YA. It really feels like a YA novel, because Medusa is um, the youngest. She's a teenager. She's the youngest of her sisters, and she just learned so much in this book that it doesn't feel like this. It's not the story I was hoping it was gonna be. Beautiful book. Kudos to the author. Kudos to those of you that enjoy it. One of y'all can have this copy. Okay. Oh, this is a another DVD. It's Adele live at the Royal Albert Hall. Read that backwards. Um, it says Oh, 2 disc set, DVD and CD. Oh, so which one did I get? Let's look and see, which one did I get. Which one did I get? DVD. I got the DVD. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So I'm gonna check this out. Let me look at the song list. This shit dirty as hell. I'm gonna throw this away. Just gonna keep this. It's beautiful. Maybe I'll write on the spine. I'll write Adele live at the Royal Albert Hall. Let's see. Do I know Turning? I feel like I know Turning Tables. Set Fire to the Rain is a beautiful song. Rumor has it that's my son's jam. Chasing Pavements. That is my introduction to Adele, was Chasing Pavements. She that was very impactful. First single. Someone Like You, Rolling in the Deep. Okay. Okay. I'm excited about that. I feel like that's gonna be dope. Speaking of speaking of French, I was just saying that like, man, I wish I could use my French. What is this? This book look like, I mean, this book just old as hell. But it says a collegiate French course. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can kind of build off of what what I already know. No. Quel excuse me, sorry. I am sorry. But yeah, it is very collegiate and French instruction. Let's see what I can do. Oof. I need to vacuum some of this stuff. Okay. I need to try to. Okay. I can't. I just can't believe. This is a book talk book. I've seen a lot of people have mixed reactions about it. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro. Man, I'm pretty sure. Yes, this is the one. It has a different cover than all the other ones that people have been. But I'm not in the mood really, for these books, but I'm hoping that they will be devastating. I'm hoping that they're gonna rock my world. I'll be in the mood for it for all of them one day. I am just I just think I'm very picky. So if I see something and be like, yes, then it's a yes. I'm curious. I wanna try it out. Most of the stuff I just walk right past. I hope that people enjoyed this book sale as much as I did, because like I said, I feel guilty that I got all these great finds. This is it says Secrets, a novel by Nerudin Farah. And this winner of the 1998 Neustadt International Prize for Literature, one of the best novels of the year by the Voice Literary Supplement, Los Angeles Times. Hypnotic Secrets is a shapeshifter, murder mystery, family saga, magical realist thriller by Newsday. I Like I said, I see something, I want it. That was like the extent of the thought process. It's got the penguin. I didn't even know that they did like the Penguin Classic binding with a dope ass cover. That's different. And then what is this? What is it? Is that a clavicle? What is that? What is that a picture of? What's funny is from this angle I didn't know what the hell it was, but from this angle I see it looks like it might be somebody's neck. Anyway, I will let you know. I will let you know. Please Look After Mom, a novel by Kyung Sukshin. This, I like was reading the back and I was like, okay, I'm taking this home. Basically, it is about a mom that needs like looking over once she becomes like she's in the sunset of her life. She's aging, and it's told from different perspectives. Let's see, what did I read? I'll read the top thing. Weaving together four vivid voices of daughter, son, husband, and mother, each with the immediacy of a whispered confession. Kyung Suk Shin has created a heartbreaking family mystery. Here is a deeply felt journey into a culture foreign to many, yet with a theme that is universal in its appeal. A terrific novel that stayed with me long after I'd finished its final haunting pages. This is a real discovery. That was it. That was what I read. And I was like, yup, I want it. Okay. That's that box. Okay, and then this was the first day. This I got random some random magazines. That'll be cool. I got this box of card games. Yo. I used to play card games with my grandma and my grandmas and stuff, and I used to like teach my son card games. So I just thought this would be cool. It has, a book in here to teach you the games, and it has a deck of cards. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could learn some more card games. It's always kind of cool when you know a card game that and you can play with random people that you barely even know. And it feels virtually new. Okay, but that's gonna be cool, right? I definitely think that's gonna be cool. Let me get this box kind of out of the way because I then took everything out of it. Okay. Oh boy. This I grabbed because I saw someone talking about this on TikTok. It was a teacher. It was a teacher on TikTok, and she was like, if you want to teach your if you want to help your students love reading and blah, 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 read this story with them. I always have them read and annotate this story, blah, and I always get the best reactions to this story. And she was just really bigging it up and saying like she teaches this story in her class every year. And I feel like she was an elementary school teacher. She might have been a high school teacher, but she said this is a hit every time. And so I was like, I've never heard of this. I was instantly curious. Maybe, I wonder, when did she write this? So I was just intrigued, like, I wonder. Shirley Jackson is like a prolific novelist. I've never read anything of hers. The Lottery, copyright 1948. So yes, that's a very long standing, very interesting um, piece of literature. Now this is a graphic novel, so this is not the original that lady was saying that she was having her class read. She did mention that it was short, and I thought that she said it was an article, like maybe an article or essay or something. So I was surprised to see it in book form. I was surprised to see it in graphic novel form, and I was surprised to find out that it is not about a lottery. Like I thought it was about like the lottery like that people play. But I didn't know it was from the 40s. And yeah, it's about some sort of agrarian tale. Let me see. Uh, yeah, it was a class. It says classic short story. So yeah, it's supposed to be short. The morning of June 27th was clear and sunny, with the fresh warmth of a full summer day. The flowers were blossoming profusely, and the grass was richly green. The people of the village began to gather in the square. So begins Jackson's harrowing short story, The Lottery, now adapted by her grandson, Miles Hyman. Well, that doesn't tell me anything about the story. The lottery provides readers with an unsettling truth. The shocking often feast on a diet of the mundane. We'll see. That lady on TikTok sold me, so I'm sure it'll be good. I love a quick graphic novel adaptation. I mean, especially for something like this where well, actually no, I would rather have the original. But I will take the graphic novel adaptation, and if I like it, then maybe I will seek out the original. Okay. Okay, I'm getting toward the end, which is good because I'm getting tired. And I've been on here almost an hour, but I need to use up my credits. This is the second 1,000-piece puzzle I've gotten. Did I get the first one from the library sale? I got it free somehow. Oh no, I got it from a secondhand, the reusable warehouse for it's like I'll tell you about that stuff. It's CCRX, it's Chicago reusable exchange warehouse type thing. Um, but honestly, I've never done a 1,000-piece puzzle before, and now I have two. And I realized that I need one of those surfaces where you can lay out your pieces and start putting the puzzle together, and then close it up and roll it under the furniture until you're ready to pull it out again and keep going. That's really what I need. Okay, this one. Now, you know what? I got David Sedaris, and there was actually his novel Barrel Fever was there too, but I actually haven't read any David Sedaris. He's supposed to be funny, um, but I can't think of a book that I've actually read by him. I am. I apologize. I've just been up all day. Side splitting. New York Times book review. I do enjoy some comedy writing. Like, yeah, some of these books will have you laughing out loud. So, okay, again, like Sing Unburied Sing, a novel by Jesmyn Ward. National Book Award winning author of Salvage the Bones. So, just this will be my first real Jesmyn Ward. The last one I read by Jesmyn Ward was that Fire This Time. And it's blurbed by Ann Patchett, Ayanna Mathis, Jason Reynolds, and Celeste Ng. Now, I don't know how to pronounce NG, Do you know how to pronounce Celeste Ng? I know that she's also a celebrated author of Everything I Never Told You and Little Fires Everywhere. That's the one. So, what's the book about? Here we go. Jojo is 13 years old and trying to understand what it means to be a man. He doesn't lack in fathers to study, chief among them being his black grandfather, Pop. But there are other men who complicate his understanding. His absent white father, Michael, who is being released from prison, his grandfather, Big Joseph, who won't acknowledge his existence, and the memories of his uncle, Given, who died as a teenager. Yeah, so I heard about this, and also, even if I hadn't heard about it, I probably still would have picked it up. So I'm hoping that I like this because it seems kind of sad. And I am not completely pivoting away from sad books, but I'm pivoting away from heavy books. Yeah. But it'll get read. It'll still get read. It may not get read soon, but it'll still get read. Okay, now this jumped out at me. Translated by David Brookshaw. Okay, so this is a translated novel, and I feel like I was doing a reading challenge that needed a translated novel. And now I have one. Woman of the Ashes by Mia Couto. Finalist for the Man Booker International Prize. Why? First of all, this just looks good. It just looks good. Okay, I think all I read was this. The first in a fascinating trilogy about the last African-led empire in Mozambique by the Neustadt Prize-winning author Maria Couto. Okay, I don't remember reading that. I might have just bought this off the book alone. But why, girl? This ain't no damn. That ain't who I thought Mia Couto. It says he's born in Beira, Mozambique. One of the most prominent writers in Portuguese-speaking Africa. So we gonna see. We gonna see. I didn't expect that. Okay, I got some more reference novels. 60 Hikes Within 60 Miles. Yeah. I got a bunch of National Geographics that are actually like in their own case. Random. I wonder why they came in their own case, but let me show you them. As a matter of fact, I haven't even taken these out the case. This is the case. Ooh. Yeah. Sometimes I just collect magazines because I'm from a time where we cut pictures out of magazines. Like real shit. You never know when you're gonna need like to make a magazine collage, or when you're gonna need like a beautiful landscape or something. So that's that. And the last thing I got from this haul was actually a throwback to another book I've already talked about by Glory Edom. Remember, Well Read Black Girl is by Glory Edom. This was in the ARC section of, the book sale. So it says advanced uncorrected proofs. So this is an advanced copy. I'm not saying that it is new, because it's probably not. I think this was published. This did go ahead and get published. So, oh, it's another short story anthology. Well, is it an anthology if they're all by the same writer? Okay, so it's another, like, that's pretty cool. Are these? Oh, these are by the authors. Okay. I'm sorry. It says on girlhood, 15 stories from the well-read Black Girl Library. So these are actually stories by the authors that were in Well-Read Black Girl. Mind blown. I did not expect that. Okay. Okay, that's dope as hell. I feel like a good short... I feel like I need to put my short story anthologies at the top of my bookcase, because it feels like a grab and go. It feels like, you know what, let me just grab this book and I can read a short story anywhere, anytime I have like 15, 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna do something real different with the organization of this shelf. It's gonna make sense to me. Anthologies, right at the top, right by the front door. That's gonna be a thing. All right, guys, y'all been in here. You haven't been in here at all, actually. But I still appreciate, you for following, liking, sharing, and just listen to me chit chat about books. I'm getting tired. I'm sorry. Until next time, happy reading.